What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Walz Rantz, so fresh and so clean. Chilling here. It's mid-afternoon. I just watched, like an hour and a bit ago, watched the press conference of Peyton Manning. It's a weird day as a sports fan, as a huge football fan, but I mean sports in general, to see the parting ways of a star. We've seen it very few times in our lives. We saw it with Gretzky in Edmonton, just somebody who like embodies like the icons. I mean, not very many people can make that kind of impact on a franchise. Obviously, it was weird for a while seeing Gretzky in a Kings uniform. Of course, Michael Jordan. Even now, I'm still shocked that he actually ever played for the Wizards and didn't wear that Bulls uniform. And we saw it with Montana. Montana was big, obviously, before Steve Young came in San Fran, and he was with the Chiefs. Watch the press conference. I mean, I'm not gonna lie and say it wasn't something you can get. It's emotional, like watching. Just you could see I mean, it's one man, but it's like there's so much connection. Obviously, and like 14 seasons, they were a winning team. Most years he was there. Super Bowl, obviously. People will say like the whole thing is now would they've come back? Like, obviously, they took it down to the wire. His bonus was due tomorrow, $28 million bonus. So they talked about, and Irsay said it wasn't about the money. Whether it was or it wasn't about the money is not really the case. And Peyton Manning said it himself. The third person in every conversation they had was circumstance, and you got to look at it. Indy's got some a lot of cap issues. They have holes in defense. They need to plug. There's a lot of different things, and for him to come back, they're going to be rebuilding. It's not going to be the same team. And then you can make the argument, well, yeah, but he was good before he got hurt, but they got other guys that have to go away. They don't have to sign. They had holes. Peyton Manning plugged them up, but for him to think he's going to be as good, who knows? And Irsay said they want to put Peyton Manning in a situation where he's able to succeed, and that comes the next question. Okay, and so all that stuff aside, like I love Peyton Manning. I mean, anybody who's a football fan has to love Peyton Manning unless he's beating your team consistently. But as a pro, as just a star to watch, is incredible, and I can't wait. And I think he'll be back good. I mean, obviously he'll come back, but I think he'll be good again. Because a man like him with his work ethic and his handle on the position, as long as his health comes back, which they said is fine. They said the nerves are regenerating. It's not something that's going to go backwards. It's just a matter if he can take a hit as it's getting better. But so where's he going to go next? That's the question. Where's he going to go next? And there's a lot of teams that need quarterbacks, from Redskins, Browns, Miami, even the Niners. First of all, you look at the draft, of course. The Browns, they're not going to get Peyton Manning. Obviously, he's not going to go to the Browns and try to rebuild with them. They're too close to good quarterbacks. Same with the Redskins. The Redskins have a high pick. They have the 6th pick, I think, overall, if I'm not mistaken. And they can get a young quarterback. And I just can't picture him being with Mike Shanahan. Miami, they made a huge push for him. They got billboards up Manning to Miami, and they got pieces there. They got Marshall. They got a solid defense. That would work. And he's got ties to Marino. He's got a house in Miami, I think, too. So that's probably, I would say, from what I've heard, is the most likely destination. I was reading an article. Tony Dungy says the best bet would be the 49ers, and I completely agree. Because, like, that's what it looked like. You look at teams where, I remember a lot of, like, even, like, I guess Joe Flacco, but he's not as bad as some quarterbacks, but a team that has awesome defense, they're just a step away from that. And you watch the game, like, the San Francisco made it to the division or the conference finals last year, and people will say, oh, they're a fumble away or whatever. Well, not the conference, yeah. Sorry, yeah, there was conference finals, and there were a fumble. The guy fumbled it, and the Giants recovered it and won by a field goal. But it shouldn't have got to that point. With that defense, it shouldn't have got to that point. So you put Peyton Manning in there. They got Crabtree. They got some young receivers. They got Gore, who's a beast. So they got friggin' Vernon Davis, who's an absolute stud. So they have the pieces. And Jim Harbaugh said, oh, he's was it John or Jim? I keep getting confused. He said he's committed to Alex Smith, but you got to like the possibilities there. If you can just add a quarterback and take you over that hump, because San Fran, like I said, next year they're competing with the Eagles, who are going to be good again, who's got all the pieces, will have some time to gel chemistry-wise. Obviously, the Giants will be good again. There's teams, and then the Saints, of course, they make some signings too, and obviously get their head straight with this Breeze thing. So I like that. I actually like the San Fran one more, but is it likely? I don't know. Harbaugh seems like a pretty committed guy, and he seems like he doesn't just say stuff to say stuff. But at the same time, it's got to be pretty tempting, especially for Niners fans. And no one's ever been completely sold on Alex Smith. Regardless of how good a season, quote-unquote, he had last year, statistically speaking, it wasn't that great. It wasn't a top 10 year for quarterbacks in the league. So you can improve in that position and have the best defense in football. That's scary stuff. So just that, and then it's just one of those things. I mean, I just hope he gets better. I just like it's just weird to see him leaving Indy, but obviously it's a big story. And I guess we'll see what happens from here. So I just want to dedicate my podcast today to Peyton Manning. I know it sounds kind of ridiculous, but I don't want to talk about much else in as far as the football stuff, as far as other sports, because it's just a weird day. It really is a weird day as a sports fan to see that, to have those. Everyone knows it was going to happen. It was inevitable. They have Andrew Luck coming. That's the funniest thing about everything. And I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Some of these teams, they haven't been able to replace their stud. Dan Marino has not been replaced in Miami. This is years later. John Elway has not been replaced in Denver. People love Tim Tebow, but he's not John Elway. Or, I mean, performance-wise, he's loved, I like him, but he's not skilled like him. A lot of these teams haven't had a chance. Indy has one off year because the quarterback gets hurt, and they get, some would say, the best quarterback since Peyton Manning in the draft, which is just remarkable. So that's why I would say to Indy fans, and I'm sure they know this, even the ones who just idolize Peyton Manning and love him to death, have to realize even if he stuck around, it would be 2-3 more years tops, four at the latest, but realistically 2-3-4 more years, and to have a guy who can come in for the next generation, that's just lucky. A lot of people, can you imagine Browns fans and Miami fans and fans, all these teams just are you serious? They had bust Oakland. Imagine Oakland. They had our first pick overall, and they get Jamarcus Russell, who just flubs out, and they still haven't found their fix yet. And it's the luck of the draw. A lot of it's luck. I mean, obviously good scouting, good GM work, but a lot of it's luck. If Peyton wasn't injured, and say he got injured halfway through the year last year, they'd have been maybe 5-11 or whatever, and they'd be stuck in the middle of the pile trying to make this move for Andrew Luck. Instead, they got the luck of having it. So, pardon the pun or whatever. Anyway, that's Walz Rantz. Talking it. We'll come back tomorrow. We'll get a little more exciting stuff. But I had to dedicate today to Peyton Manning. That's just how I got to do it. And stay G, everybody. Peace out.
It's showtime at the Apollo minus the Kiki Shepherd. With about a hole in the leopard print. Teddy, Pendergrass, cooler than Freddie.